unaware that the person he's sitting next to is the killer. It's just a problem that occurs one day. Next day you see he's famous again, as if it's a museum art piece. Even that is more security guarded. Put it in a glass case. Like, literally, how easy is it to shatter a glass? I'm writing a fantasy book. If you've never heard from me before, this channel is all about MCU stories or any other famous popular stories that you are interested, and you can comment down below and I will review it. Next video that I'm gonna talk about is Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. I will be creating a lot of new content regarding the book trailer that I'm making. Also a lot of fun writing challenges, because I've been going through a lot of writer's block. I've been facing a lot of issues to write consistently. So if you like, subscribe for my channel. Hello guys, today I'll be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The movie begins with a 10-minute fight scene introducing Falcon, aka Sam or William. I keep forgetting his name. He's been called with 2-3 different names. I don't know what's his real name. I think it's Sam. So we see him go on a battle, and it's a 10-minute long video of just him being in the Aerial Sky fight scene. Literally 10 minutes out of the total 42 minutes of the episode. But that is not the beginning scene. The beginning scene is him wearing a suit, getting ready, and putting the shield in the cover bag and being upset about something. And we know what it is. It is his decision because Captain America handed him the shield and he's not really ready to take on the responsibility. But now I feel that the hesitation should have been much more clearer by him actually taking the shield out of the bag just one last time to take a good look at it and doubting his own decision. But no, we don't get any of that. He just clearly does not want to keep the shield, even though Captain America was dying and was an old man, so we know he's gonna die at some point in his life. So he, just a dying man, an old man, hands him the shield. Take it. Now you are supposed to take care of this. Now you have to take responsibility of the shield. He doesn't want to listen to that person. What he wants to do is hand this over to the government just because he feels he's not righteous to use it. Okay, fine. And at the end of the series, the creators want him to be agreeing to this decision that yes, I will take care of the shield, I'll be the new Captain America. So what do we do to create this atmosphere where he will be willing? So what needs to change? So they decide to create a scene where the shield is going to the wrong hands. For that, they wanted to show the shield to be in a place where it could get lost. So now this character, Falcon, he hands this shield to the officials and they put it in a glass case. Like, literally, how easy is it to shatter a glass? And it was not security covered, it was not put it in a vault, it was not at all safeguarded. I mean, the shield is unbreakable. It is made of vibranium. But why is it kept in a glass case as if it's a museum art piece? Even that is more security guarded, and the shield isn't. Any which ways, the shield is easily broken in a day. And then we see Bucky's character, which is something so very exciting. But first, about Sam. His character has 2 roles in the story. I'm just going to discuss the first episode and overall how the entire series made me feel. For Sam's character, or William, or just to make it clear, Falcon's character, his personal life struggles with him trying to solve his sister's financial debt is amazing. Like, real life problems, real life concerns, him just trying to gather money because he has no job, and he, even though was working with Avengers, doesn't really have any money backup plans. And just trying to solve this daily problem makes it so much more interesting to watch, rather than Falcon's character, his professional character, where he has to take responsibility for the shield, isn't really exciting. It isn't. Now, let's talk about the interesting character, Bucky. Bucky, a character that is literally so fascinating from the head on. His backstory is awesome. He's known Captain America personally. He's been in a war zone all his life. And he, despite all of that, tried to have a fresh start at things. And in the Wakanda movies, we saw in the Wakanda Forever movie and in Phase 3, we see him trying to be a better person. So now what happens is he is just trying to live a normal life, but he's not able to. He's getting nightmares. Awesome start for this character. He is recollecting everything that he did, like so many innocent lives he killed, and it is so interesting to see a character doing something bad and then having to face the consequences. That is basically Bucky's very, very interesting plotline, because now he has to face with a decision that he made even though he was not even conscious about it. Like, he was mentally trained, like brainwashed to kill innocent lives. But what he ends up doing is apologizing to this old man who he's friends with because he killed his son. Like, they literally sit down and have a conversation, and the conversation is so amazing. So for Bucky's character, I would say he's having nightmares. He's talking to a psychologist on how to make his life work normal, and the psychologist is telling him to journal, and she's taking notes, and all of the names of all of the people that he's killed, trying to apologize to them, and any which ways, just trying to resolve. And there's one name that is of an innocent young kid that he, in such fight, murdered, and then he has to go and apologize to his parents or any family member. And the conversation with this old man and Bucky is so interesting because they're actually friends at this point. And when they have this conversation, it is the dialogue pops up like, if someone's parents died, we call that person an orphan. If someone's spouse dies, we call them a widow. But what do we call if someone's child dies? And that is so interesting. Like, I don't know what term is called. I don't think anyone in the normal knowledge is aware of, unless and until you search on Google and try to find the vocabulary of it. But I don't know if there is a term for this thing, and it is so unique. That line of dialogue is amazing. And this fits right in the character's struggle, because this old man is a person who's just sad that his son is dead, and he hasn't found a closure because he doesn't know who killed him, unaware that the person he's sitting next to is the killer of his son. So Bucky also has Winter Soldier, Bucky, both these names. And it is so interesting to see him struggle. He goes on the corridor just hoping to knock on the door and tell this person that I killed your son, and he couldn't do that. And we see him struggle with his own personal demons and just trying so hard to get a normal life. And overall, in the entire series, I find his role so much more fascinating because he has a personal internal conflict going on. What about Falcon and whatever his real name, William or Sam, is? He doesn't really have a personal life. I mean, when he's trying to solve his sister's financial debt, I totally am interested in knowing what happens next. But they don't really show that much. It's just a problem that occurs one day. Next day, you see he's famous again because he takes the shield back and kills the bad guys who misuse and take over the shield earlier. So by defeating them, he's now again become a hero, and now he has no money problems, and so now the money problem is solved. It didn't really feel rewarding to me. But in his Falcon character, where he has to take the shield back and fight with these people, at that point he meets up a young female who is actually behind all of the bad guys at some point. So she has a really good connection. Even though they meet for a very little time, they develop a very good connection. Falcon, I just don't remember his real name. Falcon and this girl, I don't remember her name as well. It's, I think, from M. I don't know. I'll put it here if I recollected. Okay, so her and Falcon's role and connection that builds over is so fascinating. And at the end, he has to, spoiler alert, at the end he has to shoot her, and he doesn't want to because he knows there is some goodness in this female. He doesn't have the courage at that moment to just shoot her. And we get another character. I think her name is Sarah or Caroline. I just keep confusing the names. Especially for this show because it's been a long time that I've seen it and I don't really remember it that well. So this character who could potentially be a love interest for Steve Rogers earlier in the previous movies. So, and then we get to know that she's actually Fury's, she's working for Fury. She's actually Fury's agent. She shoots this female, young female. And Falcon does not ever question it. Ever. I mean, why? Why did you shoot her? Why did you shoot her? I mean, yes, the obvious answer is she's a bad guy. She did everything. All of the mess was caused because of her, so I had to shoot her. But it turns out in this entire series, Sarah, or I think I'll call her Sarah for now. Sarah is the one who, I'll post the picture here on the screen so you're not confused. She is the one who ends up turning around the tables and being there all of a sudden to help these people whenever they're in a deep mess. They have no solution whatsoever. And she shows up to help them. And turns out at the end, they have a scene where they show her being somewhat involved in something bad, something evil. But I don't know if another movie regarding this information is revealed to us. But for now, I know there's something big going to happen with her role. That's for sure. Overall, this show, I think I would rate it just because there's Bucky. It is an interesting internal conflict. I will rate, maybe in the TV shows list, I will say it's, I think I'm conflicted with WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier because Loki is obviously the first best TV show of MCU. I haven't really watched many TV shows. I mean, I have watched Hawkeye, Loki, WandaVision, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the new one, Agatha All Along. I haven't seen that yet, but apart from that, I don't think there's many TV shows. I mean, I have totally skipped What If Season 1 and 2 because no, I'm not gonna see that. No, it's just a random bunch of episodes with what if this character happened, what if that happens. A lot of fan-based theories, it feels like, so I'm not gonna watch that. It's really hard to remember already, as it is what is there in the story now. Just having what if scenarios will confuse me even a lot more. But I think I'll rewatch the entire MCU phase, and if you are interested in that and anything about reviewing each and every story just to understand how to write these stories better, and I can really try to do that. If you want that, comment down below. I think WandaVision has a comedic effect to it to some extent, so I think both of these stand on place too, unless and until I watch Agatha All Along, and maybe it could take a second place position because she is a really good villain. She is just wanting more power, but her ability was so unique to be able to capture more and more magic into herself. That's really fascinating. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I'll see you